A lot of new experiences here at US Bank Stadium. Well, I thought, I thought there was a lot of good things. There's obviously still a lot of things to correct. We did a nice. I thought we did a nice job with the lines today, protecting the quarterback and running the football better defensively. I thought we played the run better. The one long touchdown was my fault. It was a poor call, and then we created some turnovers. We got to do better in the red zone offensively. We didn't do good enough down there when we got down there, and then we turned the ball over a few times. So we got a lot of things to correct, and that's a good thing. We got a short week coming up, but we got on let's see, today's Sunday, Tuesday. We got a good work day. We got a lot of things that we're trying to get done. I thought Teddy played well today. I don't get any questions about his arm. Other than that, fire away.
Mike, you liked that you got the two-man opportunity there in the first half?
Yeah, that was good. And it was nice to be able to score with Rudolph in there. The fans were great today too. They're nice and loud. I know it was like these people here, walking out to. Oh boy. Walking out to the. Yeah, hit the button on them. Walking out to the field through the bar here it's kind of it's an experience, but hopefully it was a good thing. Can they give me a drink? Sorry, this is going to be rough. We're not going to be able to do this all year. Okay, what was the question?
Free throws that came in. Talk about not asking about his arm, but the free throws came in there all over.
Yeah, he made a nice throw. I believe it was Charles Johnson. On the inside breaking route. Good throw to Diggs on the sideline over there. Great throw to, I told you there was nothing to worry about. Sometimes you just got to trust me.
How would you assess where the protection is at this point?
I think it was pretty good. We're missing Khalil today, and so there was, a couple situations where we had to help over there on that side. But it's still always a little bit of work in progress. But I think when we give this kid time to throw the ball, I think you can see what he can do with it.
Nice to get the running game obviously going early after some struggles in the first 2 preseason games.
Yeah, and this week we worked real hard on it. We've been working real hard. We continue to work real hard on it. And I heard former running back. Anyway, he's talking about all these teams in the preseason. They have walkthroughs in the running game, and it doesn't get you to the point where you're physical and coming off the ball and pounding somebody. And we were pretty physical last week in practice, and we spent an awful lot of time with it. So we're going to continue to do that because it will make us more diverse as we get going, especially when we get Adrian in there.
Mike, that long touchdown you were talking about, was that the Melvin Gordon run up the middle?
Yeah.
Was there anything the safety could have done differently there to catch that?
He had the tight end man-to-man, so we had a free guy, and he went and tried to tackle the quarterback instead of tackling the running back. But I could have made a better call at that time. Yeah, you only get the blitz on the first play of the game in a new stadium one time, so I figured might as well.
Kind of an interesting sequence for Mackenzie Alexander there, the drop, pick, and the flag. How do you
a lot of ups and downs there, wasn't it? I love this kid, honestly. He's going to be a handful until I get him squared away, but I love this kid. He's a competitor. He works. He studies. He fights. He's made some interceptions here in this offseason, and I would much rather have him that way, where they're going to go in there and I got to pull the reins back than the other way. So he'll learn. He told me he was sorry, and he'll learn. He's just a young guy, but you can't take away his athletic ability or his heart, and those are two things that I'm going to keep going.
Mike, did
You
you?
started Joe Berger, and he played the whole first half. Solomon didn't play. What's going on now with the center competition?
Your thing.
Thanks.
You know, it was really more of a thing that we've seen Sullivan in 2 preseason games. Berger hasn't played center in any of the 2 preseason games. We talked to him yesterday, and we hadn't seen that combination with him and Fusco together. So that's really what it was.
We see a pretty good example of Treadwell's skill set in that 2-point conversion, and are 2 points thinking you might be thinking a little bit more about that during the course of the year?
You know, each situation is going to be different. But we, you know, we talked about it last. I talked to Nora about going for 2 when we got those opportunities. But you know, it's just more plays, opportunity, work in the red zone, and things like that. So, but yeah, it was nice to see him. You know, he made a couple catches. He had nice inside breaking route down in the red zone, and then the 2-point play. But yeah, it's good. It's good to get him involved. He's going to be a good player. He's a lot kind of like McKenzie. He's a competitive guy, works real hard, and does a nice job.
Been preaching obviously more takeaways from the defense. Was today a good example of how that can be done, whether it's stripping the quarterback, deflecting passes?
Yeah, you know, the thing about turnovers is if you get them and you're doing things right, you have a chance to, I don't know if blow out the team is the right word, but you know, you have the chance to get bigger leads because you're going to get more opportunities with the football. And that was a good example of the things we did today. Unfortunately, we did it on our side of the ball too.
Is there any update on Michael Pruitt? I know it didn't look good.
Yeah, he's having an MRI. We don't know what it is yet.
How about Exum and Griffin?
Exum had an MRI, but there was nothing yet. And then Michael Griffin's back locked up on it.
What about Daniil Hunter getting a start with Everson on the sideline? What should we read into that situation?
Nothing. I mean, Everson will be the starter. We just was having a couple of issues, and he'll be fine. But you know, kind of like I said with Teddy, I'm err on the side of caution with some of these guys. But Griffin's going to be a good player. I mean, Daniil's going to be a good player. And it's good for him to get out there and get more reps.
Is it encouraging to see Sharif go out there as long as he did and play in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, you know, he only had, what did they tell me, like 13 plays, you know, in the first half. So that's why we just gave him a few more plays in the second half, because he hadn't had any time.
Were you able to judge how he did?
I have no idea.
Mike, after all the build-up and all the ceremonies you had to attend here, and I mean, did it feel good finally to just get out here and get it over with and kind of take in the whole scene? I know you'll probably have to go through it again in week 2, but to finally get out here and after all this waiting for it to get unveiled.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a new experience for us too. You know, like I said, when we went to TCF, that you know, we had to try to make it a home field advantage. You know, there was a lot of new things that happened today with, you know, with the stadium and all the different things, and you know, kind of still trying to find things. You know, I couldn't remember where this room was. And, so, but yeah, I think it's good, and now I think we can start feeling more comfortable about, you know, just coming in here and getting going. You know, and as always, if you play good, you make it a home field advantage, and you get the fans like these people here. And you know, if you play good, they'll help you out.
Anything you observed from the stadium that you didn't see Friday that you now saw that was?
Yeah, there was quite a few. I had to ask where the timeouts were a couple times with somebody because I didn't see those little dots that were under there. You know, obviously there wasn't a bunch of people, you know, when you walk out to the field, so that was a little bit different. Fireworks, and, you know, getting used to the big screen, I guess, a little bit. I mean, it's a beautiful place, and it just, you know, getting used to everything.
Was the footing what you expected?
You know, I talked to some of the players, and they thought it was good. So I think it was fine. I didn't. I mean, there might have been a couple slips or something. I don't know, but that happens all the time.
How about the noise as far as communication? And that?
Way in the back. It wasn't too bad. I think I thought the crowd was loud today. I think it'll be even louder, you know, next time we come in here. It should be a pretty exciting time. But I thought the acoustics as far as the crowd noise was good.
It seemed like injuries have thinned Andrew Sendeo's competition at that safety spot. Have you gained clarity there in terms of what you want to do moving forward?
I think I have an idea, but I know you guys have to ask me, but it's important that I tell the players where I think they are before I tell you guys.
Time for two more.
Coach, you got to trim to 75. Some tough decisions. What can you say about that?
Yeah, it's tomorrow will not be a real fun day, because all these guys have come in and they busted their rear ends. The good thing is I think we have some good football players, and there's going to be an opportunity for them to go somewhere else and play. And a guy like Justin Tratow, who 2 years ago was on the practice squad, and then a year ago he didn't make the team, and then he got an opportunity to play down the season, and now he has a nice day again today. So those kind of guys are great success stories when that they just continue to believe in their goals and their dreams, and so it may not be with us, but they're good guys, and they work hard. And hopefully when they leave here that we have taught them something about the game of football, or about how to be a teammate, or techniques, how to play, or different things.
Offensively in the red zone, what's your assessment of offense?
Well, it's not very good right now. We need to get better at it for sure. And I thought we did a great job getting down there, but we got to come over with touchdowns. And so we're going to reevaluate it again. We're going to keep working at it just like we did with the running game, and we got to do better. It makes it difficult. I think most of the time we play pretty good red zone defense. But if you don't allow a team to run the ball in, the area that they have to throw in is so condensed that it makes it difficult. And but we have to figure out some more ways to get some scores.
All right. Teddy will be coming in shortly.
All right, thank you.